Hello, good morning, students. This is the content that we have left behind. That is writing reports. Especially, there are so many types of reports. For example, investigation report. Okay, investigation report, oral reports. So, those types of reports I will share you after this PPT. Okay, so this is very important content. That's why I share this first. How to write the reports or what are the fundamentals of writing reports. So it is important in the sense that when you complete your degree uh, or when you appear for the last year, you have to have complete the project report, submit the project reports. So accordingly, you should know what are the guidelines for preparing the reports. Okay, what are the guidelines for preparing the reports? What are the title pages? How to mention the references, indices, then how to mention, fix there or put there or mention their graphs, charts. Okay, so these are the things we must know while writing the reports. Especially I have brought this PPT for your engineering, for the engineering students. As you are engineering students, it is beneficial or will be useful for you to write the engineering reports. So let's see here. I will share it again. Hold on for a while. That's it. So see, so this presentation will cover the report formats, then organization, how to mention the visual designs and language that can be, what kind of language is used there while writing the reports, and what is the source documentation. Source documentation in the sense that from where we have got that information, and if you have got that information, you should give the reference. As a good researcher, it is a quality of a good researcher. If you have got the information from somewhere else, you have to give the weightage to that original work. Okay, and you can mention that, you can cite that information in your references. So these things we will study here. So let's see here, report format and organization. What is the format of organizations? Afterwards, you may observe anywhere on online mode or somewhere else, or you will observe the well prepared report in your college, in your department. Okay, so this is the format given. So generally that report includes these sections which are mentioned below here, that contains abstract, introduction or objective statements or objectives of your research work, then background, methodology or procedures that you have followed for preparing the report. Again, what are the results after preparing the doing that research? You will mention that. Then discussion points, conclusion, and if you have any given the recommendations regarding that particular project or that particular case, you mention the recommendations. It is not always observed that whatever you have decided before completing that project, you cannot get the results as it is. Whatever you fixed, accordingly you cannot get the results as it is. And for that you recommend some things, you suggest some things, and that is important. Okay, that's why that recommendation point is given here. Then most of the time we need to write the abstract or executive summary or abstract in the sense that what points you have observed, means that highlights you have to mention in the abstract. Okay, so these points are important, that is writing the abstract or executive summary. So it always comes first, abstract or summary always comes first, and it is brief. Even it may cover that abstract or summary may cover in the one first paragraph. Okay, and the tense is used, that is past tense. So contents which comes in the abstracts are, it states research problem or main objectives. Just imagine that you are writing the project report. The project report, you may get the you may research something, you may have some kind of project which needs research, and it will be beneficial for the society. You are going to fulfill the needs of the society, and accordingly you are going to complete that project, and under that project you will do the research. So you have to state research problems and main objectives. Again, it indicates the methodology used, what kind of methodology you have used there, and it presents the main findings and conclusions. What are the findings? What results you got? Okay, at what conclusions you have come? That all things you will mention in the findings and conclusion. So these things you can mention in the part of abstract or summary. Okay, so here example is given. In what way you can mention the write the abstract. So it is example given, and wherever you give the site, you give the reference that is mentioned in that two brackets. Okay, from where you have got the information. So abstract gives the idea what kind of methodology you have used, what are your objectives of that completing the project. That all things are mentioned in the abstract, okay, or in the executive summary. So here, see, introduction. This is the another section, that is introduction section or objective section. So this introduction section explains the research problems and its context. Am I audible, students? Am I audible? Okay. Sometimes there may be glitches, or sometimes there may be internet connection problem. So for that you have to hold for some time. Again, it will connect. Okay. That's why I'm accordingly I'm speaking slowly. Okay. So another section is that introduction section. Okay, and it explains the research problem and its context. Okay, and in that introductory part you are going to explain importance of the problem. Suppose what is your problem behind doing that research, behind completing the project. What is your problem? We have to keep in mind, if you have fixed the problem, it has some importance. Okay, so accordingly you should know for what you are going to do the research. It has any usage for the betterment of the society. So you should think over it, and accordingly keep in mind, always keep in mind that this is my problem for the research work, and accordingly I will do my research. Then applications of the experiment of theory. In what way, in this point you have to write in what way you have applied the experiments, in what way you have applied your theoretical knowledge, how the theoretical knowledge is useful to complete your research problem or research project. That comes in the applications of experiment or theory. Again, it explains the reason and goals for study. It explains the reason and goals for study, and it should motivate to yourself, your colleague. Okay, you should be self motivated, as well as you have to motivate others. Okay, so it matters a lot while completing your research project. Okay, and from someone might be guiding you, someone might be motivating you. Those names you can also mention in the report. So background. So background includes the theory for the experiment. Means which theory you have applied for your research project. You can include in the background, in the section of background. Again, you have applied any equations or any equations are required for that, for the calculations, you can mention that equations step by step. So each equation should be numbers. Okay, wherever it is applicable, obviously you will use it. Again, you can include the references. Okay, so references are very important to every section or to every point. So methodology. So methodology or procedure, in what way you have compiled that project and drafting that project. For that purpose, you should mention the methodology, or in what way you have followed the procedure. You can mention there. Means from where you get the data, in what way you collected the data. So you can mention here. So it is mentioned in the past tense and passive voice construction. Means you cannot say that I collected this data from that department, that from that section. It is not applicable, except that you have to write the sentences in the third person. Means the data is collected from this department. Again, after that, this procedure is done. Means you cannot mention that I have done these things, I get the help from these colleagues. It is okay, it is good thing, but mostly you should use third person language. Means do not use we, I, you. Okay, so describe the experimental procedure and data collection. Describes that methodology describes the experimental procedure and data collection, and that procedure includes a schematic or diagram of the apparatus. You can mention the diagram, you can mention the graphs, charts, whatever is applicable, you can mention there. Okay, I will tell you how that, in what way it is mentioned there. Means before that, before mentioning the graphs or charts, before it you should mention what are the results of that research. And after that, according to that result, you can mention the graphs or charts. Then write in complete sentences. Yes, we should write the complete sentences. The example is given: the tank was filled with 5 liters of water. Okay, this is the complete sentence. And incorrect sentence is given here: fill tank, fill tank with 5 liters of water. It's not applicable here. This is incorrect sentence. Means you are giving the procedure: do this and after that do that, after this it happens. It is not applicable. So complete sentences are mentioned in the passive voice construction as well as past tense is used. See here, the tank was filled with 5 liters of water. Okay, so and their next example is given, which is incomplete and which has present tense, and it is not applicable while writing the report. Okay, so results, we observe here abstract, then we observe the backgrounds. Okay, again we mention the procedure of methodology, and next comes results. Okay, so state the results in the text before presenting any graphs, figures, or tables that I said before. Means whatever figures or graphs you will mention there, you should before that write the results. Then text point out the most significant portion of research findings. You can mention the numbers, you can mention that findings or results in the text. Then it indicates key trends and relationships. Is whatever projects you are doing, it may have key relations. Whatever theory you have applied, it has relevance with your applications. Then next point comes, that is visual representation of results. Obviously, this visual representation includes the graphs, tables, or figures, and it also includes the error analysis. Sometimes you get some errors, you face some problems or errors. It can also be mentioned in your report. So it doesn't mean that at every stage you will get the success. At every stage, you will get the findings according to your problem. You may face some problems. You may get some wrong results or inaccurate results. You can mention it also. Again, past tense. So these are the results you measured, calculated, or observed. Those things must be mentioned in the past tense and in uh, passive voice construction. Okay, are you getting my point, students? Up to this, you have any doubt? Students, am I audible? Am I audible? Uh, so up to this point, you have any doubt regarding the projects or doing the research projects? What we studied here, what you realized or understood up to this point? Just imagine that you are preparing the report, you are completing your project. What comes here? First of all, let me repeat. First of all, you have to write the abstract or executive summary, then background, then methodology. Okay, then if you have any results, you got the results, then you can mention there. Hmm? You have to give the references. Again, past tense is used, passive voice construction is used, complete sentence. Yes. Okay, let me share it again. Now is it audible, visible? Okay. So see here. These points we have covered, that is abstract, introduction, background, methodology, results, and next comes for discussion. See here. So this is the sample of abstract writing. This is the introduction of objective statement. Then background, you can mention the background. Then methodology or procedure you have followed. Then results. Okay, you can mention the results, and after that you can mention the graphs, tables, or figures. Then next comes, that is discussion. So according to your project, your report may vary. Keep in mind, it is not a fixed format which is applicable for every time. According to your project, it may change. Again, according to the research areas, it can be changed. So discussion. So why did you observe and what you observed in your project, in your research work? What you observed and why did you fix that problem? Why did you going for completing that project? Why did you choose that topic? So you can mention there. Again, explanation for results. Explanations means whatever results we have got, you can give the explanations. As I said before, if you got any incorrect data, if you got any incorrect results, you can mention it and you can give comments on that. Okay, for example, you have performed the practicals of physics, and sometimes your friends get the correct calculation, and some of your friends can't get that correct calculation or results. But after doing that research again and again, you all come to the same conclusion if you follow the same procedure. So why you make that unexpected results or incorrect results, you can give comments on that. Okay, so offering hypothesis for them. Then what is meant by a hypothesis? Means hypothesis means you have fixed the problem previously. means what problems you have fixed and what results you expect. That is called here hypothesis. Then comparison to literature. Now literature doesn't mean here in the research work, that is literature in Marathi, literature in Hindi, literature in English. So literature is a material here. In the research language, literature means material that you refer. Okay, so comparison to literature. For example, study material you have referred, that is called here literature. So see here, does your research confirm previous studies or does it deviate from them? Means, suppose you are doing the research and someone has already done the research on that topic, on that problem. Again, you are doing improving that results. You are improving that project. So have you come to the same conclusion that you have got in the previous research, or you have got the different results from the previous results? So how it happens, you have to compare it. So these results we observed in the first first research work, and these results we observe that we have completed. Okay, so you can compare those results, and how it deviates you can mention there. So that comes in the discussion section. So now at last, that is conclusion. So in the conclusion, you can discuss what was learned through research, what you learned, what points you learned, what kind of knowledge you achieved, you got throughout that research, you can mention in the conclusion. Then strengths and weaknesses of the study, yes, it's important. Strengths and weaknesses means we cannot get the results as you have expected previously. Then it means that you may have some strengths of your research project, again you may have some weaknesses of your research project or your study. So possible applications of study you can mention there. Means again what kind of theoretical knowledge can be applied, you can mention there. Again, recommendations means suppose you need extra application, again you recommend some another research that is useful in align with your, or in association with your research or existing research, then you can recommend that. So that comes in the recommendations. So see, what would you do differently? You can mention there in the recommendations. Then if you recommend, if you want any changes should be done in your research work, you can do it. Means scope, how it has scope in future, and for fulfilling that scope you may recommend some things. So that is called here recommendations. So any changes would you recommend for the experiment, that can be mentioned in the section of recommendations. Okay, so these are the report formats and how you can organize that report, and it comes here. So another part is that visual design. Am I audible and screen is visible, students? Is it visible? Okay. Now see here, visual design means graphs and charts. So graphics. So see here that graphs should be used to illustrate specific points. Okay, so suppose there is a data you have collected, it may be ascending order or descending order, from where it started and where it uh, closes. So accordingly you can mention in the graphs. So that graphics should be used to illustrate specific points, and you have been studying the subject, that is graphics, engineering graphics. So according to the data you have, you do the graphics, you draw some diagrams. So again, it should be incorporated in a way that is natural to report's context or content. Means whatever content you have got, results you got, accordingly you can mention in the graphics. then it should be explained fully in text using references such as figure 1 shows, figure 2 shows, figure 3 shows. In this way, you can mention it. Again, should be cited if taken from a source. Suppose you have got the ready-made graph, ready-made chart from somewhere else. So below that, you can mention the reference. Hmm? So that means it means that you are following the ethical ways to doing your research. Okay, so it suggests that whatever you are getting the source from another material, you give the reference of it. Then textual information should come before graphics. Yes, that is important. Is whatever parts you want to denote or show with the help of graphics, that should be described before that graphics. Okay, so it comes in the visual design. So here example is given. See table 1, properties of the raw material. Hmm? So whatever data is mentioned in the table, it is described above that table. Okay, so the title to the table is given here, properties of the raw material, and before that you can describe that content. Okay, now see here another figure. In this way you can mention means whatever contents is given in the table format, same is given in that in this flow chart. Okay, or in this map. Then these are the several examples given here. Since you observe that something is ascending or something is descending. Okay, that is basicity or acidity ratio is given here. Is in this way you can use the visual designs. Then language and vocabulary. So literary language is not used in the research work. It is not applicable in the technical research. If you are doing the research in language, Marathi, Hindi, English, or social languages, then you can use that kind of language. And if you're doing the research or you're completing your project in technical field, so most of the time you can use technical style of writing or technical style of language. Technical language you can use in the in your engineering field. Okay, so reports should be easily accessible. Easily accessible, that is the one thing. Accessible means if you read the text from the research work, you should easily understand that part. So what kind of language or vocabulary should be used here? See, the language should be straightforward and concise. Means we have already studied the seven C's of writing. Okay, you can use it, or seven C's of language. You can use it here. So use simple terms, not jargon. Jargon means difficult words. Okay, if there is a technical term, you have to explain it. Hmm? So use simple terms, not technical words so far. Then keep sentences short and simple. Keep sentences short and simple. Say approximately 20 words you can carry in one sentence or two sentences. Okay, so no common phrases. Means be technical, means in the ballpark we can't understand that. So such kind of phrases you should avoid while composing your uh, research work or composing your project report. Again, be specific and not general. Means general statements are not applicable in the reports or research work, because whatever research you have done, it has full proof. So you should mention it. Okay. So be specific and not general. Means for example, I will tell you oil boils at 100 degrees Celsius. How you can say that it boils at 100 degrees Celsius? Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. How you can say that? So it is a specific statement. Water boils at 100 degree Celsius. It is a specific sentence because we have done the experiment. We have observed it. You have observed it, and that's why you are putting this statement with full proof. So be specific. You cannot say that it is like water water boils like uh, oil. You cannot say that like, pretty, roughly. Hmm? So you cannot use such kind of words in your uh, language. Then source documentation means you got the information from somewhere else. That is called a source. Source documentation, how you can prepare there. So cite sources whenever you are quoting, paraphrasing, or summarizing work that is not your own. Okay. Cite sources means citing means giving weightage to someone else. Hmm? Cite sources whenever you are quoting, paraphrasing, or summarizing work that is not your own. Means whatever work is not belong to you, but you have mentioned in that project, you can then you can mention the reference of that project or research work. Okay. For example, RTO department has just declared the data regarding the accident ratio, and you have mentioned in your research work. So you can mention that that data as it is brought from the RTO department Kolhapur or RTO department central government or state government. Means in this way you can specifically mention the uh, name of that data from where you have collected. So quote directly is discouraged. You cannot quote directly. You cannot say that yes, maximum youngsters are victims for the uh, road accident. Maximum youngsters die in the road accident. You cannot quote directly. And if it is if your statement is correct, then you can give the reference. Okay. Again, do not copy. It's very important. Plagiarism. It's called plagiarism. You should not copy the material as it is. You can refer it, but you cannot copy as it is. Okay. It is not a quality of good researcher. So sources includes books, journals, magazines, and newspaper articles, interviews, again proceedings and lectures. Okay, you can mention that thing in your project. Then here, what is that? Then citing means giving the reference. So citing shows your credibility as a researcher. Means you give the reference. Giving the reference is called here citing. Then gives proper credit to authors and researchers. Suppose you have given the reference of RTO department Kolhapur, then it is the uh, it is the authority or credit given to the RTO department, because to do the research means how many youngsters die every year or every month in the road accident. It will be very difficult task for you, but you get the data from the RTO department, then that credit goes to RTO department, not to you. But you can use that data for your research. So it gives proper credit to authors as well as researchers. Again, protects you from accusation of plagiarism. Accusation means blaming. Means suppose you have referred some information from other study material, then no one will accuse it, no one will blame you or accuse you as you have copied this material as it is, you have done plagiarism. No one will say that, even that author, because you have already given the credit to that author or to that research. So citing is very important, or giving reference is important. Now in this way you can give the references. And there are two types of reference resources: primary resources and secondary resources. So primary resources includes your books, study materials, books, magazines, interviews. And secondary sources includes means the data you get except these books, your original books. That is called a secondary sources. For example, YouTube, it is a secondary resource, or internet resource. Blogs, that is another resource. So these things are very important while completing your project, doing your project, doing your research. Okay, and the format varies according to that research work, according to that field. Okay, so let me tell you, share you another information. Okay, please hold on for a while. So let me tell you here, share you the theoretical part of a report. Is it visible to you, students? Screen is visible. Students, am I audible? Okay, let me share it again. Now, is it visible? See now. Now it is visible. Okay, let me zoom it. Now see here. No, okay, it happens because of that. It's blur, na? See now. Visible. Okay, just focus the points I will discuss with you. So what is a report? That points comes here. What is a report? So report is derived from the Latin word again. See, this word is derived from Latin word that is reporter. Reporter, and re means back and porter means carry, recarry. Okay, so report means recarry the information. Okay, means whatever information you have collected, you have put in the format and you will submit that. Okay, so that information already existed, and you will make some processes on that data, and afterwards you will submit it. So that is called here, re means back and porter means to carry. So a report is a logical representation of a facts and information. Okay, it is a logical representation of facts and information that you have collected. Again, throughout the reports you provide the feedback to the managers on various aspects of organization. Okay, again, it is a basic management tool used for decision making and evaluation. It is used for basic information or evaluation, and it is a basic management tool which is used for decision making and evaluation. So that is the thing that I want to share, that is what is a report. So a report is derived from the Latin word reporter. Okay, and re means back and porter means to carry. So what are the types of reports? Now see, types of reports includes, it has two types, that is formal and informal. Again, this diagram will show you commonly named types of reports. So types of reports include routine reports as well as special reports. Now, what are the routine reports? So progress, inspection, performance report. Progress report means your result card. When you pass the 10th standard, 12th standard, you get the mark sheet, and it is called your progress report. Actually, you got the result, you got the mark sheet, it is your progress report. Then inspection means it is like a progress report. So inspection report, performance report, appraisal report, periodical report, those are called routine, means it is a routine task. You always need to prepare the report after 1 day, after 5 days, after 7 days, or you may prepare the report daily. So that is called daily report. So it comes in the category of routine reports. And there are another category that is special reports, which includes FIR. FIR, first investigation report, which is specially designed by the police department. FIR. Okay. Then investigation report, then feasibility report, survey report, and project reports. And the survey reports and project reports comes to your field, that is engineering field. So what is mentioned here, reports are very important in all their various forms, and reports are very useful method for keeping track of important information. It keeps the track of important information. Suppose you complete the project, you submit it to the department, and you visited that department after 5 years, 10 years, or 2 years, it is kept as it is. Okay, so it keeps the track of important information. So, what is the purpose of importance of writing reports? Let me share you here. What is the importance of writing the report? See here, it's important. So reports enables decision making and problem solving in organization, and it helps the authorities in planning new ventures and evaluating men and material. You can take better decisions. Again, you will evaluate manpower, again materials. Again, reports are important mean of information dissemination within and outside the organization. You can use that report within your organization or outside the organization. Outside the organization means in your society. Again, it serves as a measure of the growth, progress, or success of an institute. Okay. Again, all reports carry legal responsibility. It can be used as legal instrument. For example, your attendance report. Your attendance report it has legal validity or legal importance. Let me give you example here. Suppose you are absent today in the lecture. Okay, you are absent today, and your parents comes visited the institute and say that I want to meet my child, meet my children, and that time you show the attendance, and if it is absent, then it is clear that the child of the parents are absent actually. Okay, and suppose you have mentioned by mistake the attendance of that student as it is, means you have presented the present the attendance and you are not present there, means let me clear again, you might be confused. Suppose you are present in the class and something wrong is happened in your society, someone has blamed that we have done that wrong thing, we have done that wrong thing. Some people will say that we observed that student at that point, then you can prove that yes, you were present in the lecture, you were present in the class, you were present in the institute by showing the attendance. Then it is a full proof. Then no one will accuse that you have done that wrong thing. For example, you have murdered someone, will feel that you have murdered someone else, but actually you are present there in the class. So that attendance is a legal validity or legal proof to show that You have not done that murder, you have not done any wrong things in the society eh, if you are present in the lectures, classes, or anywhere else. Okay, so that it has legal importance. So it is a funny example I given you. You are not going to do the wrong things in the society. You are not going to thief. You are not going to do snatching. Rather, you are going to be a good citizen. Okay, so that is the important thing that I wanted to share here. Then explain here in question format it is given. So define report, explain the guidelines for writing a good news report. So as I said before, that word report word is derived from the Latin word reporter. Re means back and porter means carry. Okay, again what is given, see, in the format of that report, what kind of information is needed? So it needs title page. Okay, it needs title page, summary, contents, introduction, the sections which make up the body of the report, conclusions, references, bibliography, acknowledgements, appendices, if appropriate. So these things are mentioned or covered, should be covered in your report. Title page is what is the title of the report you can mention. Summary or abstract we have to write there before before writing the report, whole report. So it includes the important features, results, and conclusion. Okay. Then contents includes the numbers, list of all sections, subsections, headings with page numbers. So these things we have to be aware. You have to take consideration for preparing your report. So, so these things I will share to you afterwards, and let us stop here. Okay. If you have any doubt, just tell me. You have any doubt? Tell me if you have any doubt. Okay. So after this, again I will share the assignments for this sixth unit. Okay, so I declare that here syllabus for this sixth unit or syllabus for the first sem, it is covered here. And if you want to get any extra lectures regarding the contents that you have not understood, I will do it. Let me know from your side. Okay, so you have a general doubts regarding the submissions, marks. In next lecture, I will tell you the marks, and the students who have not submitted their assignments from first to sixth, they have to submit the assignments. And as per the rule, if you submit it late, their marks are automatically deducted. Even if you have any less attendance, automatically your marks are deducted, as it is shared to your WhatsApp. What is the strategy for giving the marks for 100% attendance, 80% attendance, and 70% attendance? Okay, so accordingly marks will be given. So every assignment has 10 marks, and those 10 marks will be converted to 5, and your attendance marks will be converted into again 5. So it goes for the CA1, CA2. Okay, for continuous assessment your attendance is considered. So all your marks are converted into 10 marks overall. So you have any doubt? Tell me. Yes, I will conduct. I will declare that in advance. I will declare that because if you're in doubt, I will conduct it again. If I feel that some points should be covered, then I will again conduct the lecture. Okay. Don't feel that my lectures are suspended. I will conduct as per the timetable, and if there are any contents missed, then I will conduct, and if it is not necessary, then I will suspend that lecture for that time only, and accordingly I will inform you on WhatsApp group. Okay, so let us stop here. Shall I stop here? Okay.